Okay, this is the August 19th core team meeting. We're now on Wednesdays, and may I have a volunteer to be updating the issues as we go through them?
Can try to do it again. I should have brought
Thank you,
them up
Steve.
first.
All right, we don't have any urgent problems, which is exciting. In the initiatives section, we have the Citizen Code of Conduct, moving that to Russ Lang. That still just needs to be done, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. The 2021 edition RFC, anything we need to do there?
I think there's no update. Steve and I messaged each other saying we should talk about that, but it was a busy week.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
Yeah. Do we have like a target when we're trying to get this merged by?
I think that like the way that I am thinking about this is like all the conversation kind of died down. So whenever we like come together and make the modifications, if any, that we are going to decide to make, I'm assuming there will be another like small round of people reacting to those. And so I would hope that we would be merging it relatively soon, because I am hoping this doesn't get drawn out in like a long amount of things, because there weren't that many things. Anyway, I'm kind of slightly rambling, saying my understanding is like soon-ish, but I haven't thought of a specific date personally.
I think a decent, well, Steve and I should talk, but a decent question is whether we would want to have a long form meeting to talk about this.
Yeah.
But it seems like a thing that's worth, if worth talking out. But we do decide to change it.
Okay. So yeah, sounds like Nico and Steve just need to talk. Rust survey for 2020? Anything there?
No updates.
Okay. Target tier policy, RFC?
Similarly, no updates.
Okay. Anything with the governance working group?
Still on hiatus for this week with RustConf.
Okay. And I moved our search for a better email answering solution to the public agenda because the Crates.io search is also public. I don't have any update here. I have not had time recently to keep searching.
So I just assigned myself to this. Not that I'm gonna like 100% own it, but I will say as foundation shenanigans move forward, like operationally, this is a problem that we also have. And I'm working on like a minimum viable process for the meantime, but I think that a process that we can use across those projects will be incredibly useful. So I will now involve myself, at least partially responsible for getting this done.
I also do think that like having a comms office situation is independent of this, but I think, well, it's not the same issue, but at the same time, I think figuring this out is much more pressing. And once we figure this out, we can have like a comms subgroup or whatever.
Yeah,
we can do
so
that
you've
first.
broached the comms issue, which I believe is on the private tracker, but this is 1000% something that
Oh,
I
we
want.
already have
I was going to propose this in the private section when we talk about this, like a certain type of structure that I have in mind for how we could do this and solve it for both the foundation and core, but this is the public section.
Oh.
Yeah, this issue is just for tool selection or creation, and not so much about who is involved and what the exact policy is.
Sounds good.
All right, periodic check-ins. I'm going to jump to the second one in the list. I made a public issue here about renaming the default branch. This is just for status, and the status is currently blocked because GitHub is going to be adding tools. So I just wanted to have some place to point to that we don't need to check on this until GitHub updates what they're doing. Any updates with the compiler licensing, Florian?
Is he here?
Can't hear you.
You were unmuted,
He's
but
on mute.
hear you.
You hear me all right?
Now I can.
Yes.
Oh, you're very
Oh.
quiet.
Is it better now? Okay. Yeah. Too much stuff happening this week.
Understandable. Anything with white papers?
Same.
Okay. Does anyone have anything else for the public part of the meeting?
We announced we're starting a foundation.
Yay!
If you somehow watch this video and didn't know about that, we should say that happened. That's pretty
Yes.
exciting. I don't know if folks saw one of the leaders at Mozilla we've been talking to also retweeted our announcement, which felt like really positive. So just go team.
I have to say the public reception was really, really positive, and it's the first time I've seen a German forum have a positive comment as the first thing instead of a rant.
Amazing.
All right, let's switch.